All these places, all these lives, they all come back to me in various flashes of thought. The people, the music, the scenery, the waves clashing against me, the tides of fate. Alvuana, I think it's coming. I can't do it. Look, I tend to be able to do these walk-ins really simply and quickly, and I just spawn in and I'm already there in their place, but I've never actually had to take someone else's life. I need to live. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here, but Josh, I don't know how long you've got left. Josh. And I don't want to do this to you. I thought we could make an agreement or something, but I need to find him. See, I don't have much time left. I thought I thought I could keep living, but this is a walk. Please excuse me. The symbol, it's been following me everywhere. I was going to wait, please, and I feel something catastrophic will happen, and I don't know. It appears that I'm gaining more and more tractions on these clips online, so I thought I would voice a bit more about myself for you all. My name is Riveirabailey. I'm a poet, a sailor, and an artist. To my knowledge and memory, I was born in England, and I don't know how many lives I've lived, I don't know how long I've lived, but I do know one thing: I'm a romantic for mortality. I absolutely love the subject matter, and in my arts and in my words, I love to write about it. Recently I've been working on my project called Alvuana, if you know what that means. It means a lot to me, and it's influenced through various different arrangers and compositions throughout my years growing up. It's sort of a progressive rock album, and it covers my own traumas and my childhood past, as well as this cycle of lives that I go through again and again. You see, ever since an early age, I remember playing stringed instruments, guitars, lutes, basses, and I eventually grew to love it so much so that I wanted to create my own compositions, ones that I would hear in my head. Imagine it like you see a full painting before it's even painted. That was me for music. My lives count. You see, this is when my memory starts to fail me. So you're asking about my lives. However, I don't know how much with authenticity I can truly answer that. I may be seen as immortal, but I live and breathe and die the same way that you do. In fact, I hate it. I feel the pain just as much, and the last time it hit the end of the road was... Anywho, me, I've lived across multiple times. I feel like I'm a product of recent past, but to be honest with you, I don't know how far I go back. I just keep spawning in. It doesn't matter what the world is, doesn't matter what place it is. I'm like an unborn child that never got to live. And I want this time to be the one that I live. I try in my bouts to get a taste of the modern world, but it's hyper-real out there. They want you to love it. Loving the hyper-real world. But it's needing some edge, some glam, some questioning. That's where I come in. My name is Riveirabailey, and I'll be your host for today. One life I got lucky. You see, sometimes I see people in these lives and I can re-meet them again. I struggle to remember a lot of my past lives, but sometimes I remember the people. And there was one particular life where I bumped into an old friend. We were partially strangers since the last time we spoke. We were just kids, and kids change. And the old friend he saw in me was long gone by then. And his old friend was long gone by then. You see, the only face that remained was a face called Riveirabailey. If you truly think I'm going anywhere, then you'd be wrong. Rivera's here to stay. Hi, I want to alleviate any of your worries. After I release this project, I'm not done. I won't ever be done. I have so much ahead of me, so much I want to tell you all. I'm here to live. I want this life to be the one that sticks. I've never had to work as hard for this before. I thought I'd just casually spawn in, but this time I've got to do a walk-in, and that's all a bit of a... I'm hoping that I can stay here for you all. and put on a show and entertain. Riveirabailey is here to stay. As for Josh, I'm not too sure if he'll be as lucky. Perhaps I tend to be quite a lone sailor, sailing down my way, not a shore in sight till I die. It's a cold, cold body. There's no beacon of light, no words left to write. But I promise you that I'm alright. And you can only help as much as you can. And that's okay. I'm just glad that I'm finally doing something with one of these lives that's finally affecting someone. Finally accepting people. Can I be honest with you? I'm quite worried. You see, in my other lives I just spawned and I was already living a life. Granted, it was not the longest of lives. Very shortly afterwards I'd meet my demise and have to restart again, but this is the longest I feel like I've been afoot. And I'm not crazy, but to know that there's two of me walking and that one of us has to go, it pains me a little bit. I never thought I'd ever have to take someone else's place. I have to do it. I have to do it. I'm running out of time. I don't believe that I'm a time traveller or have lived anywhere in the near future. You see, I'm looking around and technology and life with itself, it's so hyper-real and advanced for anything that I've ever seen before. What I do think, though, is that this reality that I'm in right now was not the same reality I was in before. You see, one life I was the byproduct of a nuclear fallout. The other lives I was with people that people count as fictional in this world. I've certainly lived in the past, or at least I think I have, and not a scientific person at all, so I couldn't really tell you much about it, but there is certainly something strange to it all, isn't there? I feel a strong connection to Josh. You see, we're both kind of two in the same coin, just my counterpart for this current time. I don't know the man personally, and I know he can be quite lonely and procrastinate a lot. Very, very deep sleeper. But I know deep down we've got sort of the same core values. Maybe his isn't as refined as me, but I certainly feel something. Ah, so I see that you've caught your eye on my little symbol that I keep showing. It means Alvuana. It's an A wrapped up in a tear, with the hands of time ticking away, one by one, very slowly, but always a constant reminder to memento vivere. That means live for today. But you can only catch it in a small glance. Anything longer and perhaps you'll feel too overwhelmed, or it'll be too much of a burden and a reminder for what's to come for the future. Some people even have the superstition that if you keep seeing the symbol repeatedly, it is a sign of something to come. Whether that's good or bad is a matter of fate and luck, really. Alvuana. Alvuana. Noun. Definition. The end of a significant period of time. For example, the Alvuana of his life drew near. Or, the sense of Alvuana had been felt by all those watching out beyond the balconies as the heavens fell around them. Or, this song has reached the point of Alvuana. Ah, Josh, hi. You seem to found me. Or perhaps I found you. I hope you're doing okay. My name is Riveirabailey, and, can we talk? Just me and you? We can settle a few things, perhaps? And, yeah. Thank you.